Hi again. Now we're moving on to section 3, keeping the family healthy. Now that could be a variety of things, nutrition, healthy house, heat, um, furniture, food in the house, stuff like that, keeping the house healthy. But um, there's ways to keep the family healthy by cooperating, communicating. I mentioned that before, respecting each other, appreciating each other, respecting boundaries of individuals in your house. Not everybody's always going to get along. Like, my children, they'll take clothes without asking, or they'll get mad. Like, no, you've posted the dishes, no, it's your turn. And they kind of bicker and stuff like that. But you still need to respect and appreciate each other's boundaries and things and belongings. Caring for one another and committing to your family in the sense of like family first. It's kind of weird, like, some people feel like, oh, you can put me down all you want, but don't you dare put down my brother or sister. I can put my brother and sister down, but you can't. You know what I'm saying? But you want to show that you care and you're committed to your family unit. Cooperate with one another. Cooperation's hard sometimes with some people, but sometimes you also got to learn to compromise, negotiate positively. It's not always, one way is the best way. You can't always be a martyr and be like, it's my way or the highway, because that doesn't always work sometimes. So you want to make sure that you're using your good communication skills. So like you're moving forward on to like resolving conflict, expressing your emotions. Remember, you want to use the I forms, like I feel that you hurt my feelings because, that kind of stuff. Making decisions. Remember back in chapter 1, making decisions. You have to make sure that, you go through the process, the pros and cons, listening to the other person. Listening is important key, especially, when you are saying one thing and the person's like, oh, so that's what you're saying. No, I mean A, B, and C. And then like, oh, now I get it. So sometimes when you're talking to somebody, you have to say, now, what did I say? Like when I'm teaching face to face, I'll say, okay, what's due tomorrow? Or do you understand this drill? When I'm coaching volleyball, and they're like, yeah. And then they go do the volleyball drill and they totally mess it up. So then I have to stop and be like, okay, what did I say? So communication's key. Managing your time. So we talked about planning your week before in the last chapter. You got to manage your time. Spend quality time with your family. I mean, I know your friends are really more important to you right now, and I get it because you're teenagers, but it's important to like spend 5 or 10 minutes with your family or your parents. Like my youngest is 16, excuse me. He'll be 17 soon. And, he doesn't really care. He's just like, whatever, mom. But then, we'll go drive somewhere and, we'll talk in the car and I'll ask him questions and he'll go, yeah, stuff like that, and one word response. But sometimes he'll come over and talk to you about other things, so which is cool. So, you just need to make sure the lines of communication are open. And I don't know, as a parent, it's kind of nice to hear from my kids, hey, thanks for picking me up, or thanks for doing my chores today, or thanks for not, yelling at me for not turning my homework in, or whatever the case may be, but then it's also nice as a parent to hear, I love you, mom and dad, or whomever your family members are that are taking care of you. So, again, it's important to show that you care with one another and spend some quality time. All right. There's some organizations that will help you and your family if you do have major conflict or broken communication, and you might need to ask for help. Nothing's wrong with getting therapy or help. So you have family counselors, you have support groups. Some families go, to their congregation, or their maybe they belong to some kind of sporting club or some kind of support system. So it's important sometimes to get outside resources to help you guys solve your problems, or maybe like join another family to. And hopefully we can be able to do more activities because of COVID, but, like go to the movie night, or my husband and I, when the kids were growing up, we would have date night with our kids. We'll take turns taking our kids out to dinner, or just be a one-on-one, or be 2 parents and a child. Or as a family, we would have like family time, like, okay, we're going to go bowling tonight, that kind of stuff. So it's important to have that. And again, if you, need that help or support system, there's all kinds of organizations out there. So again, you're going to be reading chapter 5, sections 1, 2, and 3, making sure that you know all the vocab. Take care.